The world operates on a fiat standard. This means our money has no intrinsic value. It is backed by government decree, not physical commodities like gold. This system emerged, causing the gold standard's demise, marking a significant shift in monetary history. It allowed the government to print money that they could use in devious ways. Understanding the fiat standard is crucial in today's economic landscape. This video will explore the origins, pros, cons, and potential future of fiat currency. For centuries, gold and silver underpinned global currencies. These precious metals held inherent value, providing a tangible backing for money. However, managing these physical assets proved cumbersome. Therefore, a logical solution was to shift to paper money by issuing gold-backed banknotes. Over time, the banks realized they could give out more banknotes than the gold they owned. This meant paper money and its metallic backing weakened. In 1971, the US under Nixon abandoned the gold standard. This marked the birth of the fiat era, where trust in governments replaced gold. Fiat currency offered governments several advantages over commodity-backed systems. Its flexibility proved particularly appealing. Governments could adjust the money supply to supposedly manage economic conditions, a tool unavailable under the gold standard. During economic downturns, governments claimed that they could print more money to stimulate spending and investment. This ability to inject liquidity into the system did not in fact help the economy. It worsened it. Fiat money also simplified government spending. Instead of relying on tax revenue or borrowing, governments could finance public projects and social programs by printing money. This ability to fund initiatives without being constrained by limited gold reserves was a significant advantage for governments seeking to expand their role in society. The adoption of fiat currency also facilitated international trade and finance. With currencies no longer tied to a fixed amount of gold, exchange rates could fluctuate more freely, reflecting the relative economic strengths and weaknesses of different countries. This flexibility was supposedly beneficial for promoting global trade and investment. However, the government's plan to gain more control relied on the use of fiat to their own benefit. The fiat system relies on fractional-reserve banking, where banks create money by lending out a portion of their deposits. Central banks manage this system, acting as lenders of last resort and controlling the money supply through interest rates and reserve requirements. Banks must hold a fraction of deposits in reserve, known as the reserve requirement. The rest can be lent out to borrowers. Borrowers deposit funds into another bank, which can lend out a portion, creating new money. This cycle multiplies the initial deposit, expanding the money supply. The upsides to the fiat standard are truly minimal. The use of paper notes backed by government decree and also lines of credit does allow for an easier method of exchange. For example, if we're using physical gold, it would be difficult to trade with someone in a different area of the world. By having networks where money can be sent between banks, makes this easier to do so. Fiat currency enables governments to fund large-scale projects, such as infrastructure development or social programs. Although arguably this could be carried out to a much better effect in free markets not controlled by governments. Furthermore, fiat money has supposedly facilitated international trade by allowing exchange rates to fluctuate based on market forces. This flexibility promotes global commerce and investment, fostering economic interconnectedness. The fiat standard has undoubtedly played a role in shaping the modern global economy. Whether good or bad is up to you. However, it is crucial to acknowledge and address the inherent risks associated with this system. The downsides of the fiat standard are plentiful, but here are some of the main ones. One major concern is inflation. When governments print excessive amounts of money, it can lead to a decrease in the currency's purchasing power, eroding savings and fixed incomes. Another risk is debt accumulation. The fractional reserve banking system upon which fiat currency relies inherently creates debt. As governments and individuals take on more debt, it can lead to financial instability and economic crises. Furthermore, the fiat system can exacerbate wealth inequality. When central banks inject money into the economy, it often benefits asset holders disproportionately. Those who own assets like stocks and real estate see their wealth increase, while those without such assets may experience a decline in their purchasing power due to inflation. This uneven distribution of benefits can widen the gap between the rich and the poor. The fiat standard's potential for manipulation by governments and central banks is another concern. The ability to print money or manipulate interest rates for political gain can have detrimental consequences for the economy and erode trust in the monetary system. Beyond the economic risks, fiat money has broader societal implications. It encourages short-term thinking and consumption at the expense of long-term planning and saving. When money's value erodes over time due to inflation, it incentivizes spending rather than saving. This consumerist culture, fueled by easy credit and the fear of inflation, can have detrimental effects on the environment. The pursuit of endless economic growth, often facilitated by fiat money creation, can lead to overconsumption, resource depletion, and environmental degradation. Moreover, the fiat standard can distort incentives and encourage moral hazard. When individuals and institutions believe they will be bailed out from their financial mistakes, it can lead to excessive risk-taking and irresponsible behavior. This moral hazard was evident during the 2008 financial crisis, where the expectation of government intervention contributed to reckless lending practices. The hidden costs of fiat money are devastating for anyone. The printing of money on such a large scale dilutes and devalues the currency of a normal citizen. This in turn ends up with prices for a weekly food shop through the roof, and putting more and more people into an impoverished life, all for the sake of government control. The future of the fiat standard is uncertain. Rising debt levels, persistent inflation, and the emergence of decentralized alternatives like Bitcoin are challenging the dominance of fiat currencies. Governments worldwide are grappling with unprecedented levels of debt. The COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent economic interventions have further exacerbated this issue. As debt burdens grow, it raises concerns about the long-term sustainability of fiat systems. Inflation, a persistent problem of the fiat systems, is a global concern, causing rising prices, eroding purchasing power, and fueling social unrest. The emergence of Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency, has captured global attention as a potential alternative to fiat money. Bitcoin's limited supply, decentralized nature, and censorship resistance appeal to those seeking an alternative to the perceived flaws of the fiat system. It remains to be seen whether Bitcoin will replace the fiat standard, but we can talk more about this in another video.